What's going on, everybody? BobbyFi here again. I've been getting a lot of requests to do a Fanduel video for my lineups today. I haven't spent as much time on Fanduel. It's still early in the day, but I did do some research and I have built some shell lineups here. Basically, just wanted to go through what I'm thinking. I'm going to pull up the screen in just a minute, but this is not going to be what I end up going with. Obviously, things are going to change, so I don't want it to be held against me. But at the same time, I am sharing basically as much information, excuse me, about my own personal lineups and my own personal thought process as anyone in the industry. Anyway, you see what I mean? The games and all the value that I love on DraftKings, you don't really get that same value on FanDuel. I'm not very in love with LeBron on DraftKings compared to where the ownership's going to be, so I think I'm going to play a little more Harden over there. I was able to squeeze a bunch of guys in here. I don't think I'm going to stick with this build. I think that I'm giving up too much equity with Robert Williams at center. I feel fine about most of the other spots. I don't think I need Troy Brown there, but if I want to do that value, that thing I definitely do. At point guard, I do like Beverly's price over here, and I think that in this matchup, I do worry about foul trouble with the way it goes. I also really like Fultz as a wild card GPP play, but I don't think I'm going to end up getting there. And there's really nobody until we hear anything on the real low end at point guard that's particularly interesting. Rozier, we like his price a lot better over on DraftKings. John Morant, better price on DraftKings, although he's reasonable. Like they're reasonable. Ben Simmons, what if Embiid ends up out? Ben Simmons may end up out, so that might change everything. We've got a lot of things that we've got to keep an eye on. And honestly, right now, that Philly situation, I just don't know what they're going to do on a back-to-back. That's the truth. I don't mind Kemba, but I would lean Westbrook. I think that you're okay skipping one of Westbrook and Harden, but I actually don't mind them together as much as you might think. And I like the idea of trying to play a LeBron and Harden lineup, go for those max ceilings and try and get there. The problem is with not playing Westbrook is just I don't see anyone else except for I could go up to Dame, who I really feel like is going to be able to have the same upside. You know, maybe Kemba can get there once in a blue moon like that, and maybe Simmons if there's no Embiid. But in general, that's a tough ask right there. So let's say I did switch over that way and just played, Lillard in his upside, and that way didn't have all of the Harden and Westbrook exposure without even running it back. It leaves me in a funny spot. So there's not really anybody at these low ends that I think I'm willing to even consider. Troy Brown and Hazonia would be the first ones I would actually consider price-wise. They're both 4K. And that won't leave me enough at center to play Robert Williams, who would be my spend all the way down play at center. There's nobody else I'm really going to jump on here. So JaVale McGee at 4,200, but again, it wouldn't leave me enough money to go the other route. So I need to figure out what to do at point guard, basically. The pricing over here is different if I want to play this LeBron and Harden combo, which I think makes a little bit of sense. And I also think playing Westbrook instead and then just going a different route would make some sense. I'm just still struggling with the build a little bit, to be honest with you. So because the pricing, I don't mind still playing one of DeRozan or Aldridge over here. I think this is a really good spot for that team. But the pricing is really a lot tougher, especially when you come through this really soft pricing on DK. So other guys we didn't really talk about. Anybody from the Celtics I'm interested in, but I don't feel the need to prioritize them on FanDuel. But I do feel good about Brown and Tatum's spot. I feel fine about Siakam, but I don't love the price over here. It's a weird range. It's kind of tricky. So I think what I might end up doing is just going for the minutes. I think we're going to hear about more value. I'm going to pretend that's what's going to happen. I'm going to stick with a similar to what I already had build. I guess that I would probably prefer maybe JaVale McGee over Williams, all things being considered, because with Davis out, I do think that McGee has a little more upside. I am now playing 3 Lakers, but it doesn't really bother me against this weak team. Just doesn't put me in a spot where I can play any of these small forwards. So I think I'd have to go back to just where I was with Troy Brown, who should get 28 minutes. I don't love it, but, Washington plays fast. Boston might even play a little bit faster tonight too. So I don't know. It's not an ideal situation, but this is sort of where my first build is leaning me. I really like the Memphis-Charlotte game. I just find it much, much harder over here to get those guys in comfortably. I think you could still play Jaren Jackson at 7K. I just don't know if I want to pull that trigger. I even feel a little bit weird about Kuzma, but I think that I don't really feel that weird about it. I think that I just have to come to terms with it. He's going to get the minutes even on a back-to-back. But yeah, that's sort of an initial build. I don't love it. It's not a great final product. We're going to have to wait on the Philly news. We're going to hear about players sitting out that we haven't probably thought about yet. I think the Spurs might even do something. We'll see. I'm going to be doing a live Twitch show pretty soon. I have a special guest I'm doing one with later today. And yeah, we're gonna get to that. But anyway, just wanted to do a quick FanDuel video, give you a little bit of my initial thoughts. I do think paying up at center is interesting, but I don't love the pricing on any of these guys particularly. I do think you could just play cat no matter what here, and that's fine with me. And I even like Vucevic, especially if Embiid's out, and even with him, he's actually played well against him in the past. Anyway, that's my FanDuel quick vid. Thanks for checking it out, guys. Appreciate y'all. Good luck to everyone tonight, and I will talk to you later.